Welcome back to NewZeroland. So my bike is back together. It's finally a functional bike again for the first time in like 6 months. And I got the new fancy Calfee Design motor installed. So in this video, I'm gonna go take it for a test ride and see what it's like. So reinstalling the motor meant swapping the sprockets. That was pretty easy, just a lot of heat and creative use of tools. But it wasn't exactly smooth sailing from there. If you noticed in my last video, I had the phase cables hooked up the wrong way, and there's a reason for that. So on my old motor, you'll be able to see that the phase cables are all different lengths. Like this one's really short and that's long. This is so that they can reach different terminals on the controller when you plug it all in. So when you mount the motor up, these go up under the seat, and then you bolt these to the controller. So this is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 in that order. And so they're those lengths so that they can reach perfectly and just it works. But the new motor, it may have been from a 2014 Zero S, and so it used a smaller controller, meaning the phase cables were shorter and also arranged differently. Well, my buddy Simon's been working at this awesome classic EV conversion shop, and they have all the tools to extend the cables. We went with red because red's faster. Then it was just a matter of reinstalling the motor and everything else I took off, and making sure it still worked after extending the phase cables.
Alright, test ride in time. So I actually already went for a test ride a couple days ago just to make sure that I installed everything correctly and the bolts were all tightened up and nothing would fall off as I'm riding. So it had the stock 2015 Zero SR tune on it, and then just today, just like 5 minutes ago, this guy at Calfee Design, Damian, just upgraded to the tune that works with this aftermarket motor. So this motor makes 66 kilowatts instead of the original 50 kilowatts that the Zero had. I know you guys are curious about this new Calfee Design motor, so let's find out what it's like. Okay, let's see if I can do an acceleration test from here to, there's like a speed bump up there. Whoa. So the motor sounds different. You can tell like it's a little bit more high pitched, and I don't know what the sound is inside, but you can I don't know, it sounds definitely different than the original motor. I don't know if this extra power is related to the tune that was put on or the internal parts of the motor that have been upgraded since stock. I mean, I guess the tune works with all those mods or all the upgrades, and so wow, yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, you get to a certain speed and it's just like, here, let's see. Wow, just instant. This is this is so much better than it was. So I actually have no idea what's going on inside the motors, like what Craig and his whole team does to make these motors so good, but they actually shot some amazing, beautiful footage of what's going on at their shop. And Craig wrote up this whole description of what they did for me to narrate as I do, so I'm gonna do that now.
Calfee refurbishes motors from a stock of new motors that didn't pass Zero's quality control. Just in case Zero's vendor didn't replace the motors, Zero hired Calfee to figure out how to fix them. He was able to do it by wrapping the internals with carbon fiber, making them stronger and more resistant to heat. As I understand it, the vendor ended up replacing all the motors for Zero, so Calfee has a whole bunch he was able to save and upgrade to provide to people like me who needed a replacement. It's worth noting that Zero is limited legally when it comes to supporting riders located in places without dealerships or service centers, but Calfee isn't. They can step in and help in situations where Zero can't. Calfee is able to rebuild motors, work with the Sevcon controllers, dyno test the motors, and adjust settings for a variety of use cases. Motorcycles, car conversions, boat motors, machine tool motors, windmills, and go-karts. Calfee also developed and optimized the air-cooled open-end plates. These allow motors to run at higher power for longer without overheating. If this sounds like a promo ad for Calfee, it totally is. I feel like the shop is doing really exciting things, and they deserve as much praise and publicity as I can give them, because they brought my bike back to life.
So yeah, if you're having problems with your Zero motor, or you just want an upgrade for more power, definitely hit up Craig at Calfee Design and they will hook you up. This is huge. I would call that a definite success. I'm so excited that this bike is better than ever. It's not only back to normal, but it's so much better than it was. Holy crap, that performance. Yeah, so I guess I'll head home now and upload this video. Looks like Jen's washing the car.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Great.
Looking good. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's great. It's been so long since I've ridden this thing, so.
So dusty and dirty. Here, let me wash that for you.
Oh, wait.